So we're going to do a little bit of work today. Got my son with me. So starting off with a commercial building, and just going to rub this soap in. I'm using a 10-inch accelerator, and starting in the middle and closing out. That's done. We're in a 25 degree. Just get this cobweb out of the way. All nice and soaped up. Take out those edges first and closing off. There ain't any other tool in window cleaning, squeegee related tool, that will outperform this tool at all. But the problem is, most people can't use this tool, and they're stopped working a certain way. You just need to get these cobwebs out, the corners here. So let's just take these out first. So I've got to take this off now. That's a good thing about this tool, it takes out cobwebs a lot easier than other squeegees, but they do need cleaning, the blade afterwards. Right, so we've got about another 6 or 7 of these to do. It's probably better to just take the whole edges out first and then coming down. That is probably the easiest way of cleaning these windows, where the windows are much wider than they are higher. And if you're using, let's say, a Sorbo tool, you are only going to be able to do straight pulls, and straight pulls your mum can do, and your mum's not a window cleaner. So this is like a technique that is the most effective sort of technique on a pole for these types of windows. Zero detail, zero mistakes, close out, fine, and we move on. Take out those corners and edges. So you can do this sort of technique with a wagtail, maybe even an Unga Zero, but their channels are so really poor, and a wagtail is very limited in what it can do with being a handle. Stuck in 1 degree, can't change the degree. Be versatile, so this is why this tool is head and shoulders of any other tool in window cleaning. Now there were a few people that I had disagreements with who are well-known window cleaners when I said this tool is like the Formula 1 tool in window cleaning, and because they have no argument and they don't really have any skills to talk about or knowledge, all they can do is whine and complain because they don't know what I'm saying. That's life really, you know, when you haven't got a leg to stand on and all you can do is whine and complain if you don't like the information you're hearing. It shows you how people are, especially in this game, window cleaning. I'm going to use a 14-inch squeegee on this one. Normally I use a 16 here, but the next window I'm going to do is slightly smaller, and I don't really want to be changing my tools around if I don't need to, so I'm just going to stick with a 14-inch here. And what I tend to do is in the summer, which I've said about before, I scale my sizes down just slightly, so I still want to try for these minimum moves as much as possible, but I just scale it down just a little bit because everything seems to dry out a lot quicker, although today's not a very hot morning so far. Generally speaking, in the winter I find working using squeegees a lot easier to do than in the summer. Okay, so I've made a mistake here, but I'm going to fix that mistake with my tooling technique. As you can see in here should be my detailing cloth, but I don't have one. All I've got is this, which is my seal cloth, which I do to wipe down the seals after I've done all the squeegeeing. So I should have my detail cloth, but because I know I'm not going to make any mistakes on these windows, even if I do make a mistake like I just did a second ago, I can always rectify this. And that's the beauty of trad window cleaning. If you can see where your mistakes are, you can just fix it straight away.
Okay.
Ready? Right. These windows are really, really old. We're just on a small roof here for this business that I'm doing. Very old windows. Nearly finished the job. Just going to rub that soap in. And yeah, got it in my mouth. Wet that squeegee rubber. Make a minimum move. Start in the middle, take out the edges just like I do on the pole, and that's done. So put that there. So I'm going to use a 16-inch here, wet that up, take out the edges, close out to the side because it's a nice framed window to close out on. Okay, work down the frame and that's done.
Yeah.
Right, so my washer is a little bit too big for these windows, but I'll use the rest of the solution just to use to spread around my gloves. And I always wear gloves for my work. Always. So, hope you're enjoying this. I don't really have much time to do filming, but as I said today, my son ain't going to school, so he's coming to do some filming with me. So we'll go look at some other jobs in a little bit, but let's just finish this window off here. Very abrasive seals on here, very old, very thick, a lot of friction. But we've got that soap solution that's really concentrated. It really helps in the slide and the glide on the edge of the frame. Oh, come on, let's go. So all I'm doing is putting the tool in the right place at the right time, using precision, accuracy, no huge moves, no huge turns, and eliminating all my mistakes as I go along. The only thing that stays constant is the soap solution. So if you think you can do it any other way, get to the next level of window cleaning using this tool or any other tool, you'll be highly mistaken. You'll be wasting your time. That soap solution will take you to the next level of window cleaning. And again, a perfect example of why not to work like anyone else, bar the Trubman. There is nobody on YouTube that I would say that I've learned anything from, because they've all got one thing in common. They all work very similar. They all use the same kind of soap solution methods. They all work longer, harder, slower, getting less results. If they like it or not, doesn't matter what their opinion is, it's what the facts are. And they don't use these tools, because these tools are, if you can use them, they're just next level. And you'll never ever get as good results using any other tool, and you'll never ever get to work as quick and as efficiently using any other tool. It's like, that's the way it is. You either accept it or you don't. You either get on board working the on a high level, or you don't. Okay, cool. So my washer here has got like a little scrubber that I've sewn on myself. It just helps take off all the bug marks that are very stubborn, stay on there in the summer, and it normally comes off. Just a few rubs. Moormen do have their own sort of cloth one, or it's like a bit like Velcro material, but it's not very effective. The only time I wouldn't use this scrubber on the back here is on the tinted windows, because it would make a scratch on the plastic tint. Other than that, it's fine. I've never found any issues with it. But if you get a bit of grit in there and you start scrubbing, then you will definitely scratch the windows. So these windows are still high on these bottom windows, so I'm going to cut in at the top, just do the top part, and then come over here. Quite old windows these are. The frames are quite good though. Right, so I've got my scrub gloves here. We've got a bit of bug mark there, and I'm going to scale down my size because it's a little bit warmer. Normally I'd use a 16 inch, but I'm going to use a 14 inch, and still a bit of a bug mark here. Get rid of that. So this is the an extra benefit of using these gloves. It's really cutting down the time. And again, I'm not a fast window cleaner. I'm just an effective and efficient one. And if the standard of work has to be 100% results like this on the glass, then I'm always 100% of the time going to be quicker than a fast window cleaner, making plenty of mistakes. So, we're going to go over here, do it again, the same. Down here. It's just about putting that tool in the right place at the right time. Using that soap solution that doesn't cause lots of drips, doesn't cause lots of glide issues. It's now getting quite warm, and we're still early in the morning, and there is no glide issue. And constantly using two hands. Again, I've got my 14 inch. This is just a standard handle. It's been modified flat. Cool, just imagine using any other tool. Working longer, harder, slower, getting less results. But worth thinking about. So we've got a bush in the way here, which will be problematic for a lot of window cleaners doing traditional work, especially using the conventional tools out there. Right now, I've got my tool in 25 degrees, and it's coming down. What I'll do is do the other window here in 25, and then I'll change my angle for the lower window, which is over the bush here, and that's one of the, let's just rub that down. This is one of the reasons why this tool was invented, because I was fed up getting restricted by all the tools that are available. And again, let's mention the names. What are the tools that are available? The brands, they're the Youngers, the Etuays, the Wagtails, the Sawbows, which are meant to be the best tools in the world, according to the owner here, and they're all completely useless when you're working on the next level of window cleaning. If you're just a standard window cleaner that has no desire to get a lot more work done in a lot less time, then maybe those tools are convenient for you to work with. But who wants to be the standard when you can not have to work as long and as hard and with much effort, and you can get 100% results like that? who wants to work with these tools? They're just awful. Awful tools. So I don't really need to clean the bottom part, just the top part here, because it's still quite a high window, and I'm just using a standard handle to clean the window, so I can't have that much reach. In fact, I'll go with a small squeegee here, because these windows are quite dirty, because we're near a load of bushes and they get rained on a lot. So the smaller the squeegee, the better pressure spread you've got. So you're making more moves, but it's just a lot more efficient and effective to squeegee off with. Okay, so I'm now in a tight space, and I've just adapted my tool to a 40 degree. I want to get these windows done 100%, tool and technique. It's just not an aggravation for me, because I'm able to adapt this tool to my working environment, and also I can work left and right stance with the pole here, and stay in the same position for these two windows. And yeah, it's quicker to do a straight pull, but you're going to be working longer, harder, slower, getting less results, trying to clean up all the mess you've left behind. I'd rather just work tool and technique all the time, and if that means staying on the glass longer with my squeegee, but getting the 100% mark results, that is what I stuck to, and yeah, it's you'll never look back. Well, I can do this with my hand now, so just about reach up here. And as I said, these windows are very dirty because of the bushes here. Every time it rains, it's causes a lot of issues with rain marks, and also bug marks, because there's lots of bugs around here as well in the bushes. And there's a little mistake here with a bug mark, so let's go back over here. Done. Again, a little bit higher now, so that's good. See bug marks on here. And they're gone. So, just put the tool, right place, right time. I want my hand free for the bug marks. That's why I'm not using two hands or using the washer. I want to concentrate on getting those bug marks off. Alright, so this is an example of working beyond your means, and I'm just going to go navigate around this air vent. I'm looking for zero detail, zero mistakes. I'm using both stances with the pole, and it's those kind of jobs, or parts of the jobs, where you'd obviously use a cloth because you're making a lot of mistakes. Use any other tool, you're going to be making mistakes. I navigated around that very easily, but it's only easy because I know what I'm doing. But it's those type of jobs that make you really excel in your window cleaning. So anything like that that's difficult, that you don't see replicated on YouTube by anybody with perfect results, doing that sort of thing makes you a much better window cleaner when you're working on standard windows.